In the heart of London's Kensington Palace, amidst the whispers of history and the soft rustle of ancient tapestries, two modern royals sat side by side, their smiles familiar to the world. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, daughters of Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York, opened up in an emotional and intimate conversation about their mother, Sarah Ferguson, known affectionately as Fergie to the public. What began as a quiet tribute in the drawing room of their childhood soon became a heartfelt recollection of memories, laughter, tears, and lessons passed from mother to daughters. A bond beyond royal titles. "She was never just a duchess to us," Eugenie began, her voice soft but unwavering. "She was Mum. The one who sang us lullabies, made us silly-shaped pancakes, and wore ridiculous hats to make us laugh on rainy days." Beatrice, seated beside her sister on a floral antique sofa, nodded, a nostalgic smile playing on her lips. "She taught us how to be real in a world that often isn't. Mum always said, 'The crown may sit on your head, but let kindness rule your heart.' And she lived by that." To many, Sarah Ferguson was a figure of royal scandal, a woman who defied the expectations of the British monarchy with her vibrant personality and infamous missteps. But to her daughters, she was the heart of their home, the light in the palace, the voice in their heads guiding them through life. Childhood laughter and life lessons. Growing up in the shadow of royalty was no simple feat. The public eye was ever watchful, the media often unkind. But within the walls of their home, Sarah ensured that Beatrice and Eugenie had space to be children. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. "We had the most magical childhood," Beatrice recalled. "Mum used to turn the drawing room into a theater. We'd dress up, put on performances for Dad and the staff. She always clapped the loudest, even when I forgot my lines." Eugenie laughed. "And remember when she built that ridiculous cardboard castle for our birthdays? It collapsed in the middle of the party," Beatrice added, and the two erupted in shared laughter. But behind the joy were powerful teachings. Sarah, having weathered public storms of criticism and scrutiny, raised her daughters with a deep emphasis on self-worth and resilience. "She never sugar-coated life," Eugenie said thoughtfully. "When the tabloids were cruel, she'd sit us down and say, 'This world doesn't define you. You do.' She gave us armor, not bitterness." A fierce defender. One story the sisters recalled was from Eugenie's teenage years, when a classmate made a cruel comment about her appearance after a tabloid ran a photo of the young princess. "I came home in tears. I was mortified. Mum didn't tell me to toughen up. She sat beside me, held my hand, and said, 'That's not your truth, darling. You are beautiful and brave, and no camera can take that from you.'" It wasn't just words. Sarah actively stood up for her daughters, often clashing with media narratives and even royal expectations. "She went toe-to-toe with journalists more than once," Beatrice said. "Not because she wanted attention, but because she believed we deserved to grow up with dignity." In a world that often demanded perfection from its royals, Sarah gave her daughters permission to be imperfect, and in that, they found strength. The writer and the warrior. Many forget that Sarah Ferguson reinvented herself after her separation from Prince Andrew in 1996. With no official royal role and mounting debt, she could have quietly disappeared into private life. Instead, she became a children's book author, charity ambassador, and motivational speaker. "She was a whirlwind of creativity," Beatrice said with admiration. "I remember watching her write her budgie the little helicopter books at the kitchen table late at night, tea in hand, hair in curlers. She turned her imagination into magic for children around the world." Eugenie added, "Mum always told us, if you can dream it, you can write it, speak it, live it." Their mother's charity work, especially with organizations supporting children and cancer research, also left a deep impression. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. "We go with her on visits sometimes," Eugenie shared. "And she'd sit on the floor with children in hospital wards, singing, laughing, telling stories. She never put herself above anyone. Beatrice agreed. Mom always reminded us that titles mean nothing if you're not willing to get your hands dirty and your heart open. A diagnosis that changed everything. In 2023, Sarah Ferguson publicly revealed that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer and later skin cancer. It was a revelation that shook the family, especially her daughters. It was one of the hardest moments of our lives, Beatrice admitted, her voice trembling. Hearing the word cancer attached to someone you love more than anything, it's terrifying. Eugenie added, she was so brave. Even when she was scared, she smiled for us. She joked with the nurses, asked them about their lives. She never wanted us to worry. The sisters took turns accompanying her to treatments, holding her hand during chemotherapy sessions, and staying up late talking about life, love, and the future. In a strange way, Beatrice said, it brought us even closer. We realized how fragile life is, how much we still had to learn from her. Now in remission and advocating for cancer awareness, Sarah's fight became another chapter in a life marked by resilience. She faced cancer the same way she faced the press, the divorce, the criticism, with courage, humor, and grace, Eugenie said. She told us, this isn't the end of my story. It's just another plot twist. The legacy of love. When asked what they hope people remember about their mother, the sisters didn't hesitate. Her laughter, said Eugenie. It's infectious. When Mom laughs, the whole room brightens. Her heart, Beatrice added. She gives it away 100 times a day, to friends, to strangers, to us. Mom always said love was the only true legacy worth leaving. They shared how their mother taught them not just how to be princesses, but how to be people compassionate, grounded, and fearless. She taught us that you could survive scandal and still hold your head high, Beatrice said. That you could lose status, but never lose your worth. And that you could rewrite your story, no matter what chapter you're in, Eugenie finished. A Mother's Day tribute. On this particular occasion, Beatrice and Eugenie had come together to record a tribute video in honor of Mother's Day. As cameras rolled and the palace team prepared, the sisters looked at each other, emotion visible in their eyes. Everything we are, we owe to her, Beatrice whispered. And everything we become, she'll be proud of, Eugenie replied. They turned to the camera and, in unison, spoke. To the world, she's the Duchess of York. To us, she's Mom. The most courageous, compassionate, and creative woman we know. We love you. As the final words echoed, the sisters held hands. Behind them, a portrait of a younger Sarah Ferguson smiled down, a reminder that behind the royal titles and public personas lives a mother who loved fiercely, fought bravely, and raised her daughters to do the same. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.